Hey, buddy, how you doing? First indeed. Morning, Zeophyte. I kinda might have forgotten to re-gear my team for Guild Wars. Don't tell my guild. How you guys doing on Hump Day? Morning, Save. What's up, No Name? Ow. Welcome to the Wolf Pack, buddy. Thank you for the follow. What's up, gamer? Oh, hang on. Let me refresh the bot. Oh, nope, it's working. Good. So what's new? Anything exciting happened today while I was gone? Oh shit. I've got to re-gear before I can do anything. I think we'll be doing a lot of that today. I've woke up to 1,000 DMs saying you won't believe this Fenris bullshit. So, you know what? Before I get spoiled too much, let's jump in and take a look at these the news and patch notes. Let me get a screen up here. And where's the right button? There we go. All right, Epic 7. So we've got new patch notes, some updates, some information, and we're going to go over it. I'm going to get a first look at this stuff along here with my chat and see what all the excitement is, what all the hype is. Hopefully Epic 7 is bringing some fire and that we're going to have some exciting stuff to do in the first week of May. So first things first, a PC client exclusive limited extra discount event. So let's see. We're excited to announce a limited discount event. Players will receive a 10% discount on select items. So not on everything, but on select items when logging in through the PC client. More details first. So eligible paid items. So these following items, mostly they're Sky Stones, the Welcome Dash event, the Relay Summons, monthly summons. Okay, so some of the bread and butter stuff, not the special limited time packs, but the meat and potato packs are getting and Mystic packs too are getting a 10% discount if you buy through the PC client. Yeah, that's pretty good. Only if you log in through the PC client. Now, that's all well and good, but still, if you want a bigger discount, you should maybe check out the Huawei app. All right, what else have we got? Discontinuation of rank up pack sales. Whoop-de-doo. So some packs are going away that aren't selling and aren't really viable anymore. Special weekend buff and daily energy gift. Everyone was like, is there going to be a buff event this weekend? Last weekend didn't have a buff event, and I'm kind of going through withdrawals, and I gotta get my buff event because it's been like a whole week without a buff event, and I'm tweaking, man. I'm tweaking. I gotta have my buff event. It's crazy. They've been doing buff events every weekend so much that they skipped one weekend and everybody lost their goddamn minds. So I'm wondering if we're moving towards a standard of just every weekend is going to be a special weekend buff event, because it feels like it recently. But yeah, we're getting a full-on buff event this weekend, and that's great. A lot of people who are wanting to spend Leafs, I think the reason people, and I'm making fun of y'all, but like let's be real, the reason everybody wants a buff event is this carrot event is going on, and the carrot event is so good to farm that people want to dump their Leafs, but they want to dump their Leafs when it's best return on investment. And thankfully Smogate's recognized that, and they're bringing back the buff event weekend again this weekend, so you will be able to grind out your Leafs while grinding out your carrots. And free unequip. Again, we know that Fenris and Auden are having their rework after maintenance, and anytime they change the kit on any hero, it triggers an unequip event. So not really special, kind of expected. So effective probably now. There should be a free unequip event up and running, along with the Burning Passion packs to buy more leaves. And what else do we have? 6th World episode dungeon event showdown field now available. Okay, what's this? Episode 6 showdown event dungeon event. Okay, the final battleground that determines the fate of Orbis. Collect Ruel's rabbit cookies in the dungeon. Showdown field and earn various rewards. Okay. Showdown field unlocks after clearing the 6th World. Chapter 2.8 encounters with the Covenant. Upon clearing the dungeon, players can obtain currency. The stage difficulties will consist of 3 levels: normal, easy, hard. Normal, easy, hard. Okay. Is this, and there's additional, is this replacing the goblin thing where we spell gold to get charms? Is this kind of a limited time thing that's replacing that? Because it looks like it's got a similar shop, or is this something brand new? Hey, there's a 5-star artifact in here too. And some gear and charms. Wow. Really, really good level 85 gear. Like one stat off maximum. Okay. Man, making new player guides with crappy gear feels like a waste of time now, since Smaug's just like, here's some badass gear. So this is a pretty good event. Yeah, and it's got charms in it, so it's gonna be loaded with other things to buy. It feels like a continuation of the carrot event. It's just, instead of carrots, we got these cookies. So I'm very interested to see where this goes and what this artifact is. They don't mention this artifact anywhere, do they? Charon and Shepherd of the Hollow drop rate up. Okay, for those of you who just love Charon and he is your husbando, or you really like the bunny skin for reasons, go ahead and grab that, I guess. But he's not that usable in the game, and though his artifact is pretty good on evasion units, evasion unit thieves are kind of on the out, so I would hard skip this banner. I don't think there's anything worth pulling on, anything worth your Skystones for Charon, not going into the summer, the season of limiteds. So I would be very, very cautious if you're a new player. I know he looks cool. He's an edgelord. He's an arbiter, or an acolyte. But yeah, just maybe give Charon a pass unless you just love the guy. Maintenance tonight. Get your Guild Wars done at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 3 a.m. UTC. The game will be down. And we will do our post-maintenance podcast tonight. We'll be joined by Ace Trainer and Coven. I wanted to get a couple of Legend Masters to talk about RTA now that the new RTA season has started. And let's see. And that's it, except for the update content. Let's check out this update content. Okay. Let's take a look at what we have in store for you this week's update. Players will be able to view these updates after the maintenance. All right, guys, we got a video. Let's fire this video up. Okay, so we have got, this is what they're talking about, the Epic 7 Origins Snowdown Field after maintenance. It is in the, you can see it over here, it is in the events tab, so it, right here with the carrot exchange, it looks like something new, so great, I love new things. Radiant Hope, there's your rewards from doing the Snowdown Field. Renok's surprise check-in. Okay, Renok, what are you bringing for us? So this is the entire month of May. New kid Auden and Fenris getting their exclusive equipment. and their balance adjustment triggering the free unequip event. Okay, so Kairon and Shepherd of the Hollow, hard skip for all you new players. He looks really, really cool. He is not very useful early, mid, or late game. There's not a lot of place for him. I expect to see him on a balance patch soon, so if you want to pull him as an investment hero or as a collector's item, sure, but he's not going to do that much for you. Green Bologna is fantastic. Sorry. Green Bologna is fantastic early game. So if you want to pick up Green Bologna for some PvE stuff, you can go for it. I will caution you that the summer is the season of limited units. We'll have Frida and Ida being rerun, as well as 2 more summon units, 2 more summer units to summon on. So it's at least 4 limited units heading your way. Also, usually, I know we've been saying collab for, I don't know, 7 months now, but surely it's going to happen sooner or later. So just be careful about spending your bookmarks, even though she's really, really good. Be careful about spending your bookmarks in this game with so many limiteds heading our way, unless you don't mind spending a little bit. And Ken and Sansara Prayer Beads. Ken doesn't really have a place in the game. The only place Ken is super big used right now is in hunts for a guaranteed one-shot, and not that easy to build that team. Definitely not new player friendly. No Caesarea rerun? Probably not. They usually only run the previous summer event, and then they do a custom group summon so that you can go pick up limiteds that you want that way. Okay, the Mystic Rotation, Ruel of Light, Judge Kisei, Commander Pavel, and Bellion. So we got 4 light, wow, they're all light heroes. They are not showing us the 4-star on the summon. So some people are assuming that Surin is going to be the new, Dark Surin is going to be the 4-star on this, but she could also be the 4-star on the next one after. So we may get a new 4-star or we may get a rerun 4-star. Don't know yet. Between you and me, I think it probably won't be Surin's time. I think her animation was at a level that she wasn't quite ready for release yet. By this time, I think probably we'll go through this as just a full-on rotation, and then we will go into, probably ML Aria, and then after that, we'll go into another rerun rotation, and that's probably where Surin will drop. Maybe, probably. We'll have to see. Yo, dog, that's... God damn it. I got a phone call. Hang on a second, guys. So that's it, huh? There's no, maybe they'll mention it in the balance patch. I was just expecting there to be some information about the RTA loner units, the Constellation, the Zodiac event that they're talking about. Feels a little watered down. I mean, it's only a 45-second update summary, so I guess I can't expect too much, but let's see what is all in this update. So Balance hero adjustments. So we've seen this before. Fenris and New Kid Auden are getting their balance adjustments. Fenris is getting a 50% CR push to the back row units, and they said this was in preparation for their exclusive equipments. New Kid Auden is when she gets vigor, she'll do additional injury, pop damage, kind of like Death Dealer Ray. And Soulburn is letting it AoE attack, and she's going to counter attack on her. You started this skill, and they reduced her cooldown on her nuke on her S3. So the New Kid Auden and Fenris exclusive equipment. Fenris's exclusive equipment's an attack-based exclusive equipment, which makes sense. He's an attack-based ranger. An arrow crafted from the interwoven branches of the Tree of Genesis, while powerful on its own, inflicts devastating damage to those who are infused with the tree's power. Missile Tien. God damn it, Smilegate. Okay, Soaring Arrow dispels one additional debuff from all allies when using Soaring Arrow. Who cares? Unwavering Will. When facing Harsetti as an enemy, grants Will of Purification. Applies only to PvP. Will of Purification increases fighting spirit gain by 100% at the start of the first battle, increasing combat race by 50%. Jesus fucking Christ. Are we this afraid? Are we really this afraid of just saying we need to adjust this hero, we need to balance this hero, that we're going to take an unpopular hero and give it an artifact to Silver Bullet, a hero that has an 80% ban rate? Okay, unaffected by the effects of reduced combat readiness, increases the caster, remains in effect even after reviving. Lovely. Strike of Fate increases damage dealt by Strike of Fate by 10%. Okay, so if you're only going to ever use Fenris in PvE, you get Strike of Fate, and you use him in, I guess, expeditions. Soaring Arrow, nobody's going to use this. Everyone's getting Unwavering Will. Let's be real. Harsetti is a problem. Harsetti as a has an 80+% ban rate. She's widely regarded as the least popular hero in Epic 7. She is ever since she came out, she's been a problem for the game. They wasted an entire limited units kit, Senya, on trying to fix Harsetti, and all they did is make her Harsetti's best friend. We've been down this road before, where there's been a problem hero that they just can't seem to stop, and they just keep releasing units to go after it. But this is the first time I think they've ever specifically called out a hero by name in the description, and that's bad design. It's bad design to say we know that this unit is a problem, that this unit needs adjusted and balanced, but because we're cowards and can't do a balance patch without giving everybody a free unequipped, or without giving everybody a free ML selector ticket, we're going to try to do everything we can to fix it, up to including just saying, yeah, this other unit that nobody likes or uses, well, now you're forced to use him and you're stuck with him on your team now. He's just basically to get rid of this one unit, to Silver Bullet this unit out of the team, and now you've got to try to figure out how to win the fight with this garbage can unit on your team, because Fenris does not have good PvP interaction. So yeah, this will solve a lot of arena problems, I guess, but I don't like this style of addressing heroes. What needed to happen is they needed to buff Harsetti, and I'm not kidding here. They needed to buff Harsetti in such a way, just by saying, while Harsetti is on the field, speed RNG doesn't exist. Because you know what that does? That turns Harsetti into what's that hero from Summoner's War's name that's not really an issue, that's perfectly acceptable and balanced over there. Because the problem with Harsetti is the scrambling of the turn order, so you can't set things up. Leo, thank you. It turns the reason Leo works in Summoner's War and Harsetti doesn't work in Epic 7 is because Summoner's War doesn't have speed RNG. And that's the problem with using Harsetti. Even high-end players that have Harsetti, even slow players. Look at KHM, for example. KHM is widely regarded as one of the better slow players in the game. You would think Harsetti would be all about that, because he doesn't want to have to deal with speed cleave nearly as much. He wants to control the speed of the game, but even he hates her because she is such a wild card that she scrambles the turn order, and then you just have to rely on speed RNG for the placement of your heroes, which takes skill out of the game and it makes it completely random. Sue described it best to me. He said, it's like, imagine playing a game of poker, and then after you've drawn your last card, they go in and shuffle the river. It's not a fun or compelling way to play the game, and it's very high-end game players don't like her. Low-end game players really like her because she, helps them deal with speed, and that's great. Leo can do that too, but because of the way she impacts speed RNG, she is not a viable high-end unit, and that's why everybody bans her, because even slow players are like, I don't want to deal with this shit. So buff her. Give her a buff. She removes speed RNG. All right? It turns her into Leo, and it makes her a perfectly acceptable unit while preserving all of the benefits. And they say it's a buff, so we don't have to give out a selector ticket. It was such an elegant solution. It's one that we recommended in the meeting that we had with Smilegate yesterday. But instead they say, hey, instead we're going to say, yeah, we acknowledge she's a problem. Here's an EE that specifically is designed to target this one unit that's a problem. And it at the same time gets you to use an RGB unit that nobody really likes, and that doesn't really have a kit that's viable in any other place in the game. It's not going to solve the problem of Harsetti, because much like Schneel going into Death Dealer Ray, you still had the issue of Schneel is on your team. So I don't know. I'm not sure this is going to fix anything, and it's a sloppy, bad game design way to fix it. It really is. This is embarrassingly lazy. I like that they're trying to address the problem that is Harsetti. I like that they're trying to give us ways to fix it, but this isn't it, guys. This is not the way they should be handling things, and whoever at the balance team thought this was a good idea should have his job threatened and his course of action reevaluated. New Kid Auden. What'd they do for New Kid Auden? Okay, so they're straight up giving her 20%, 20% gear score. They're giving her some solid stats with Binding Knot. Thank you for making it a name I can pronounce. I mean, what the frick is a Mistletian? Big boost to crit chance, an ornament designed to suppress her innate violence. At least they didn't turn her into a cat like Kitty Clarissa. It guides her into choose. Why couldn't they give this ornament to Kitty Clarissa? Why'd they have to change her into a cat? That's so mean. It guides her into choosing the right moment to unsheath her blade, in accordance with the promise she made to her grandfather. Okay, so there's one for each of her skills. An opening absorbs some of the damage dealt as health when using opening. Okay, so this is neat, right? Because an opening they made into an AoE skill on Soul Burn. That means it'll do such tremendous damage. It's probably going to be nearly, if not definitely, a full heal for her. So they gave her some self-sustain with the S1 skill, which means you could maybe not run her on Lifesteal set. You could run her on other sets. You started this effect increases combat range by additional 5%. So we're going to go from a, where is it? You started this, from a 20% to a 25% CR push. I mean, okay, I guess it cycles her. And Scattered Petals, Falling Leaves increases the damage dealt by 10%. All right, so if you want her nuke to nuke, then you go for Scattered Petals. If you want to go with some sustain, you go with an opening so that you can be a little self-sustaining. But I don't know. People that already use Auden, maybe they'll use her a little bit more. I mean, her S3 already hits like a fucking truck. I guess it really just depends how you're going to build her and how you're going to play her, whether you go with the S1 EE or the S3 EE. We'll have to see how she plays out. Her kit is already kind of lackluster. The detonating injuries, though, is pretty sick, especially when it can be an AoE injury detonation combined with a nuke. I think Auden might find some uses now. Well, let's have to see. Oh, good point. An opening absorbing health when using an opening. It doesn't say on her turn, so you could run her on a counter set now and give her some self-sustain on counter as well. All right, so you can buy this stuff in the shop, and because we're getting 2 new exclusive equipments, Veronica and Infinite Horizon Acades will be added to the Steel Workshop, so you can get their EEs there as well. Oh, here's the artifact that was in the new event. So they did reveal it. Frantic Flight. So out of breath, the witch Scenaria frantically poured her magic into her broom. I guess that is a broom. Narrowly dodging the grasp of the phantom wind, escalated by a hair. It's a straight up stat stick, increasing critical hit chance by 10%. And then after attacking, increases critical hit chance or attack and critical hit damage by 2%, can stack up to 6 times, by 4%, stack up to 6 times. 4%, 24. Okay, so they said Espa is not coming back. Here's Rocket Punch. Espa is definitely not coming back. Here's the POS artifact, and it's upgraded. So this is just an upgraded POS artifact, which makes me think POS is still going to be a thing in Hall of Trials. You're just going to want to pick up this artifact to do it. And they are making it limited since it's part of this event artifact thing. Okay. Drop rate up for Kayron. Hard skip for new players. Hall of Trials boss is changing. How much you want to bet the Hall of Trials boss is going to want Frantic Flight as an artifact? You think? Maybe? I bet you it is. Rampaging Astromancer Elena. A new shop will be added. New packs. We love new packs. The Memories of the Sixth World lobby pack. Oh, guys, it's a lobby pack. You know what this means, right? Lobby packs are paid for with Sky Stones. 100%. This is going to be 900 Sky Stones to get some Leafs and tickets, and this will be another 900 Sky Stones to get the Operation Catch a Zeeg lobby pack. Another way you can tell is when they advertise packs, they usually show the price blank and they have it blacked out, and they don't here. So going to be another way for you to chase, another way for them to suck away your Sky Stones. I really hope they don't lock the lobby behind the skin tickets to force you to spend 900 on the skin. You think it'll be 900 for everything? You think you'll get all of this for 900? I think if you get all of this, it'll probably be 1800. So it's either gonna be 9 and 9 or it's gonna be 1800 for the batch. If it's 900 for everything, that's not so bad. 900 for some art and then giving you skin tickets on top of it, I'm okay with that. But you know, this is a good chunk of skin tickets. It says so in the post. Oh, let's look. Let's see here. Oh, guys, I was worried about nothing. Look at that. Right there it is. Purchase condition, 900 Sky Stones. So, yeah. Limit purchase once per count. So, the whole pack, 900 Sky Stones. That's not bad. It's nice that you get a little something extra. Half of a skin and cosmetics. And if you bought the Epic Pass for 900 Sky Stones, it's a full skin worth of cosmetics. It's 60 total. Okay, and fixing an issue where certain elements were displayed abnormally. Great. Issue where pre-revamped catalysts appeared in certain heroes. I had some of you guys report this one to me, so I'm glad they're addressing it, where OG catalysts were showing up instead of the new ones. They're fixing that. Summon probability pop-up will update to display featured artifacts with drop rates at the top. Great. An issue where Phantom Inferno Kawazu's burn effect would detonate under certain conditions will be fixed. Okay. Labyrinth compasses appeared in the guild shop in the Japan server. Okay. An issue where heroes deployed cannot be deselected when setting up Guild War offense will be fixed. Certain tooltips will be adjusted. Feels like they're missing several of the things we reported. One of the things we reported is a lot of the specialty changes can't be completed because they want you to do things that can't be done anymore. Like Captain Ricorus. You need to fight 500 monsters in Terranor. There's no more monsters in Terranor to fight. So you legitimately can't complete a specialty change. It's one of several, so hopefully they get done taking about that, or they get on top of fixing that. Is that it? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit let down here because I was expecting, with the RTA season to start, I was expecting them to introduce the RTA loner units, right? Where you would get 10 units that you could just select to make playing RTA easier. I'm really surprised that didn't come out today. Maybe it'll be a little bit later. And I'm kind of expected the Constellation event to come out. And I kind of expected maybe a little bit of a teaser on what the next Rift is going to look like, but I guess that is several weeks away, so that might have been overambitious. But really, where's our Constellation PvE that was promised a month ago? And where the RTA thing, I think that's the thing that I really expected the most, the loner heroes. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Are you happy for this? I love that they are adding the new farming system, the new event, the new farming event. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that they're trying to find ways to address Arceti, since she is, I mean, love her or hate her, she is the most controversial unit in the game. And if you love her, you are in the minority. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean you're bad for enjoying your time with Arceti. It just means the community has basically spoken, and 80% of the community say this unit is so bad, we're never going to let her see the light of the day in the game. I like that they're finding ways to counter her. I just don't like the sloppy, lazy way of doing it by having you're forced to use a specific unit who has a specific skill, who calls a unit out by name. It is such bad design to call a unit out by name. Not a fan. Not a fan. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And you guys have a great rest of your week. See you tonight for the Maintenance Podcast. Ooh. It is lore accurate. Yeah, right, Shio? She kills Arceti and then does nothing else ever again. This is disgusting. Making an EE on an unpopular failed unit just to counter one of the most egregious units in release is just an admission of failure. Failure as a game designer, failure as a balance into the game. You already made a unit just to counter Arceti, young Senya. If you wanted to bounce her, you had to stop the RNG. Oh my god! Right? Have her turn off speed RNG. This is just shameless and dirty, and I hope it's a late April Fool's joke. Fucking A. This guy gets it. This guy gets it. That abomination of a unit better be in the next bounce patch list. Have her S2 reworked, because if Fenris is the solution to alleviate the burden of Arceti on the players that SG mentioned in the infographics, then it will be pathetic. Releasing an EE with an effect that specifically counters one unit is completely outlandish and a clear display of game bounce failure. What happens for people who don't have Fenris, for people that don't like Fenris, for people who don't want to pull Fenris, for people who realize that Fenris's kit is garbage for RTA, and that once Arceti is taken care of, you still have Fenris on your team? This guy gets it. We effed up massively by creating an abomination. Here's this unit to be able to play the game again. No, thank you. This is a terrible approach. The create a problem, selling a solution design philosophy is getting old very fast. I mean, to be fair, that's gotcha game design. That's not Epic 7. The game has been turning into a pile of ass for years now, thanks to that. Instead of not releasing Broken Garbage in the first place, I mean, he kind of lost the plot in the second half, right? They're going to release broken stuff to sell things. But there are other ways to address it that don't involve specifically calling it out. I like what this guy has to say up here. You know Fenris's banner is going to be coming back real fucking soon, right? I did not expect them to make Fenris a Zeo 2.0 against Arceti. This is looking very cool, not going to lie. I like that they're coming up with solutions for Arceti. It's obvious they realize that she is a problem for the game. I just don't like the approach. Please nerf Arceti and do not release this EE. Don't nerf Arceti, buff Arceti. Give her the ability to turn off speed RNG. Buff Fenris and Arceti is... Fenris buff and Arceti is over, party. I truly won. I love using Fenris. Thank you so much. Okay, Fashion Queen. I hope you have fun with your Fenris out there. It's crazy how they made an anti-Arceti EE for Fenris. Good job with the lifesteal EE for Odd, and I also love the description. Main problem with Arceti is their stupid RNG after the game starts. Again, agree. If she worked like Leo, she would be a perfectly acceptable, usable unit. But because of the RNG, Whether you use her or don't use her, it just turns off skill. It just randomizes the game, and that's shit. That's shit designed for a unit, and this is shit way to address dealing with the unit. You should preserve the Torn Order based on speed still. My Luna 310 should not be after my 130 millim. That's stupid. Yeah, this guy gets it. Turn off speed RNG when using Harsetti. It fixes the problems. So much better than what this does. And they can call it a buff, so they don't have to do a recall. No cap, y'all complain so much. What do you mean you don't like the unit? Then that's a personal issue. It's not a personal issue if she has an 80% ban rate, Brandy. It's not personal when it's personal for everybody, then it's not a personal issue. It's a you issue. I randomly got Fenris a ticket, and all of you could be lucky and get him. Yeah, you know what? Just be lucky and get the solution to the problem. It's not a limited unit. There's a lot of you say. Here's the issue, buddy. It's a unit to specifically counter another unit. It wastes an entire unit to counter another unit, and saying, hey, you know what, just be lucky like me, and then you don't have to bitch, is a really big L take. Regardless of what unit gets nerfed before, I'm sorry, Brandy. I can't agree with you. I can't understand why people are freaking out on Fenris's EE. Because of the way they're approaching balance. The problem isn't that Fenris murders Harsetti. The problem is that they said, oh, we created a problem, we'll silver bullet it by making this unused unit the solution to that problem, and not do anything else with them, and now we can move on and talk about other things. There we go, we balanced our game. That's not how you balance a game. That is sloppy, piss poor design, and it will always blow up in your face. It doesn't go well when you try to address game balance like this. It's a coward's way to nerf. Let's just call it what it is. It's a cowardly way to nerf. It's not that we didn't need things that address what Harsetti does. This is just not the way to do it. Oh, you know what? I guess Elvira and Harsetti just became best friends. I don't know everybody else's reasons, but from what I see, some people just worry that it sets a precedent case. Here we go. Shio's going to get it. So that, I don't know, we get like rework Senya E that dispels Mort's fear, or yeah, exactly. It's lazy game design. To say, oh, here's a problem, instead of nerfing the problem, we'll just create this thing that specifically addresses that problem. It is a cowardly way to nerf. It's lazy game design. The community is gonna not. I mean, you can see how the community is reacting to general. A handful of people are like, oh, see what the problem is, when everybody else who's played games before sees what the problem is. Nobody is saying that Harsetti isn't a problem, that Harsetti doesn't need to be curtailed. Nobody is saying that this EE doesn't go far enough and won't work. We're just saying that from a game design standpoint, this is not the way to approach it. I wonder if people would be less bitchy about the Fenris EE if it never had the first sentence and maybe the people would be less bitchy about the EE if it didn't say it fucks Harsetti and does nothing else. It makes this unit usable for this one job, a silver bullet to kill this one unit, and then you can forget that unit ever exists. Which I get is lore accurate, right? He spoiler alert, he kills Harsetti, and then he does nothing else for the rest of the game, just vanishes from the world. And that's the way he's gonna be here. It doesn't bother me that you're giving a buff to Fenris, since at least you're making him useful in something in PvP, but could you have done something more than literally just turn him into anti-Harsetti? Yeah, I mean... SG's worst idea is always the next one. Oh my god. It's Epic 7's new slogan. Not play the animation. It's now Epic 7. Our worst idea is always the next one. Damn it, Kato. I'm dead. All the work you did to make players interested in the game again, it's all falling down. I pulled Harsetti recently from the Moonlight banner only to get this done to her 3 weeks later. Oh my god, people are going to start asking for recalls. If you think this EE is balanced, something is wrong. I mean, yeah, it's... Dead horse, beaten. Am I the only person that thinks units that counter one specific lore-accurate related units is actually a really interesting design and ideology? Yes, Leighton. Yes, you are. This specific design choice can lead to a flood of new interesting characters. It's not the world you want. It's not the W you think it is, Leighton. Imagine more characters with innate synergies like Pernilla and Ronvalder and reworking characters that would normally work together. I love that idea. That has nothing to do with what's going on here. Something like character stories from other worlds, causing them to be at odds with each other and work together. I was the biggest proponent that this game needs some kind of faction war style thing where like you need to pick units from specific zodiacs or units from specific stories to do content, to do PvP and PvP. I'm right there with you. I think this is fucking brilliant. Still is not the problem we're having here. Fire Robbie, yes. Tenebri could do that. Dark Corvus could wear a bathing suit. All kinds of cool things could happen. Top model, yeah. I love everything you said from here down. From sentence number 2 down is bloody brilliant, Leighton. But the problem here is that it's not units that can... The problem is this is a lazy approach to the game, and it is not going to end well for the community. It sets an ugly precedent that if we create a problem, we will just find something else that's unpopular and shoehorn a solution into that and then move on with life. And it doesn't set a good precedent for the game when the thing we did is make, in this case, Fenris really good at Harsetti and then nothing else. So, yeah. I think Fenris's E sets a really cool precedent. I would like to say that you're right, but I don't think you are. I've been wrong before, but I'm going to respectfully agree to disagree with that. Cough, cough. Fenris didn't do shit to Harsetti in the story. She dead on her own. I do not understand why you... My French is too shaky to read this. More lore. Okay, you know what? I think we got a pretty good take. Some people are happy about it. Some people are thinking that maybe it will open up avenues for new things, but the majority of people are thinking this is kind of lazy and not the precedent we need for this game. So, let me know what you guys think. Big L for Smilegate. Some people are completely missing the point. I mean, it's stove, you know, it's raw. Is there anything else? Any other news, anything else in anything that popped up on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Discord, anything else I need to know about, or is this it? Like and subscribe, bitches. Why are they removing rank up packs? Nobody's buying them. They don't want to have a shop that's got 10 billion packs in it, so they remove the underperforming ones so they can add in new ones. So anytime you see them removing packs, expect new packs to be released. Sometimes they will release new packs at the same time as the packs they're wanting to remove, see which ones perform better, and then they remove the shitty ones. Last thing you want is to go into the pack shop and for there to be 10 billion packs. It just looks bad. Yeah, new packs are new content, so they always need to make room for new packs. Wait, Tristan, you can't sit here and say this when for close to a year you have been saying in videos and streams that they should buff old unused units to counter meta problems. They should, but they didn't buff this unit, Tsuchikage. They gave him a silver bullet to kill a specific unit and then did nothing else for him. He is there just to deal with a specific unit, not a mechanic, not a meta issue, a specific unit. And once that unit is removed from the game, he has no job whatsoever. Once people stop playing Harsetti in Arena, Fenris has no job whatsoever. Harsetti is not a first pick unit in RTA. They'll ban Protect Harsetti and then they'll ban your Fenris. What are you going to do? It doesn't solve that many of our problems. Harsetti, if Harsetti gets on the field, she is still the same bullshit she always was. It doesn't solve the problem. It's not that buffing units to solve a problem has been a way to do it in the past. This is the first one that specifically calls out a specific unit in the buff. She is only good against Harsetti and only in PvP. And otherwise, this unit is still completely unusable in every aspect of the game. And if you pick Harsetti and you pick Fenris, then I can choose 4 other units, and yeah, you kill my Harsetti, and then I rip your whole fucking team apart because you have Fenris in his current state on your team, a squishy, unusable ranger who can nuke one unit and then die horribly. It's not the flex you think it is. They have buffed units all the time to deal with specific units. Look at Senya. Look at when young Senya came out, it was pretty clear she came out to address Harsetti. Now, I don't know. I like that they are buffing units to address problems. I don't like that they are taking the lazy approach of saying, we have identified the issue with Harsetti, so we will put the counter of that into a specific name called out EE, so he can't be used against any other mechanic in the game. He is just used for deal with this one unit, and that's it. That's his whole fucking job. It doesn't end well. It's literally an emergency patch because she's killing the game. It's literally a coward's move because they're scared to death to rebalance the unit and risk having to do a recall. It's cowardly because they don't want to try to figure out how to code the line. She removes speed RNG from the fight when she's on the field, which also fixes her. It's cowardly because they couldn't word Fenris's kit in such a way that helps deal with Harsetti, but also makes him good in other places in the game, makes him good into other metas. Instead of just saying, this is a singular problem, here is your singular solution. Now this unit only has one job and it's to deal with this one unit. It's a bad thing to do to Fenris. It's a bad thing for game design. Not a fan. Who thought Harsetti good for game, bruh? People who don't have speed gear and like to play. There's a lot of people out there that really enjoy using Harsetti because they want to play, but they don't want to just get cleaved. They want to have answers to cleaves. I would say it's probably a 80-20 split on people who love Harsetti versus people who hate Harsetti. It's not like she's an abomination that everyone hates. Just most of the RTA enthusiasts, but people who just want to get their master's frames and don't want to sit there getting cleaved nonstop. She's a go-to unit. There's nothing innately wrong with Harsetti. It's her interaction with speed RNG that is the problem. If she didn't interact with speed RNG, she would be Leo from Summoner's War, who nobody particularly hates. He is a perfectly acceptable, draftable unit over there who doesn't wreck game design. Do I build Fenris now? Here's the thing. Harsetti is still going to be 80% pre-banned in RTS. This isn't going to change how much people are going to pre-ban that unit because nobody's going to want to draft Fenris. Nobody's going to want to feel compelled to have that unit on their team when he has no synergy with any Harsetti teams. He'll just die. So people are still going to pre-ban Harsetti, which means nobody's going to need to use Fenris because the way they worded this EE, he has one job. Use when Harsetti is in play, and Harsetti is never in play in RTA. all it's going to do is either 1, remove all of the Harsetis from Arena, 2, combine Harsetis and Elvira's, or 3, combine Harsetis and Fenris's on Arena defense. Have fun. It's a sloppy design change that I don't think is really going to impact anything that much, except for the handful of people who love Harseti and want to play Harseti and use her to get to Masters. It's going to fuck those guys. It's not going to change anything for the 80% of the population that hate Harseti, and it's going to piss off the 20% of the population that likes Harseti. That is at the root of why it's an L. So, yeah. It's wild, guys. Wild. I like the idea. There's a saying I'm particular to. There are no bad ideas, only bad execution. This is that. This isn't a bad idea. This is just bad execution. You know. In lieu of not getting Call to Doom poster yet again, I'm going to try to be positive. We'll see how it pans out. Myself, and I think the majority of the community, at least the majority, myself and at least the majority of the stove posts, though, seem to feel that this is not the right way to solve the problem. So we'll see how Smilegate reacts to it, how they react to the feedback. Make sure you guys let Smilegate know your feedback. Post in Stove. They always look at Stove. Send them feedback in game. Use the in-game thing. Those are the 2 places that Smilegate listens to the most. If you are happy about this, let them know. If you're not happy about this, let them know, and let them know why. Don't just send them an email or a stove post saying, you know, you guys are blithering idiots, or you shit gold and silver. Tell them why. I don't like this because it sets a negative precedent in the future that you're going to have sloppy game design centered around fixing problems by buffing specific units for specific anti-units. Don't say, I think this is amazing because Harseti's been a thorn on my side and I just love Blonde Elf Ranger Boy and I'm going to use him all the time. Say why. If you complain about a problem without offering a solution, you're whining. Don't whine. Let them know what you think makes it a better world. And, GVG defense will change? Yes, probably. It will. That's where I think you're right, Ben. I think that's where it will have the strongest impact is guild versus guild. For sure. GVG in trouble? No, GVG just has to come up with new defenses. I mean, you know, Harseti, Elvira, and maybe Arunca, maybe Bystander. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, you know what this Fenris change was? This Fenris change was a significant buff to Elvira. Yeah, I'm a little tired of fighting Harseti on Guild War defense. If it pulls Harseti out of Guild War and Arena defense, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But I'm not convinced it will. Like, remember, we're all still theory crafting. We're all still saying we think this will not work, or we think it will work too well, etc. and so forth. We got to actually see how it plays out to see the impact of it. Remember, the problem isn't that they have solved an issue in the game. It's how they've done it. It's not a bad idea. It's just poorly executed. This is not the way to address this problem. Is ML Poly enough, or it must be Elvira? I believe it must be Elvira. Poly only cuts it in half, and that's not going to be enough. No, ML Poly cuts it in half, and Fenris gets 100% boost to his already 50%, even cut in half. No, they worked it around. Oh, you know what? You're right, Undone. I forgot that C Poly impacts the starting as well. Yeah, good catch, man. Good catch. So some people earlier said there is more. I didn't miss anything, right? Is there anything else? Anywhere else where they're talking about the anywhere else where they're talking about like maybe the arena changes or oh, he only needs 75 to shoot? God damn it. Let me go look at Fenris's kit. Ah, consumes 75% fighting spirit. C Poly doesn't do shit. Are you not playing Etheria? It feels so hype. I will be doing a Etheria sponsored stream tomorrow. We'll play Epic 7. We're going to get up early. We'll play Epic 7 for about an hour, going over the new stuff, and then we'll switch over to a couple hours of Etheria. And I'm literally trying to not look at it at all. I want to go into it like with virgin eyes and just have a new player experience like crazy and enjoy it. So yeah, we'll definitely play Etheria for a couple of hours tomorrow. Should I build Fenris? He suggested him in expedition. He is good in expeditions. You can use Wukong in place of Fenris for expeditions if you just don't want to use Fenris. Hey, Snowy. We just got done reviewing the nose. We're just kind of wrapping up now, but I'll have a video up on it here in 2 shakes. C-Phantom Polish should work. Yeah. Okay, let's go over this again. Fenris starts at 50%. That's reduced to 25. And with the EE, he's going to gain 100%. That's going to be reduced to 50. That puts Fenris at 75%. And oops, god damn it. And S3 is what he needs. So C Phantom Politis will not do shit to Fenris. It's gotta be Elvira. They timed it and scheduled it around a consumed 75 fighting spirit. He gets 25 at the start and then 50 from his EE. That's 75. He starts with 50. I got Harsetti, increases to 100, which means 100 fiery spirits. So C-Poly, he gains 50. So that's 50 plus 25, that's 75, which is enough to shoot. No, 100% increased gain does not mean he will gain another 100 spirit. Did it say 100% gain? Oh my god. Grants Will of Purification. Will of Purification, increased effect. Increases fighting spirit gained by 100%. Okay, so they're... Man, Smilegate in their translations. So does this mean he gets 100% fighting spirit from this, and that will be half, so he gets 50 when C-Phantom Polish? Or does this mean that the fighting spirit he gains from all of his other sources is doubled. At the start of the first battle, increases combat readiness by 50%. So he starts the first battle with 50 fighting spirit, and this at the start he will increase combat readiness by 50%. I'm sorry, I'm reading combat race and thinking freaking fighting spirit. Increases fighting spirit gain by 100%. So 50 plus 50. So he will have 100 at the start because he starts with 50, and if we increase 50 by 100%, that takes it up to 100. It doubles it. So he's at 100. C Phantom Paulus is on the team. That takes it down to 50. They negate each other. She halves, he doubles. I guess it really comes down to the wording on this. If Will of Purification means that see, here's the thing, right? Increases fighting spirit gain by doubled, and increases fighting spirit at the start of the battle. Oh, that's combat race. I keep reading combat race, gang. Okay, so if this is a modifier, then C Phantom counters it. If this is not a modifier, if this is an adder, it really comes down to, is this additive or multiplicative? The way it's worded, it's multiplicative, and C Phantom would counter. Yeah, the way it's written, Loa and Drac are right. Long story short, this EE doubles fighting spirit, and C Phantom Paulus cuts it in half, so it's a stalemate. It's like Fenris is there with no EE if C Poly is on team. That's the way it reads. But we've seen them mistranslate before where this could just be straight up additive, in which case she wouldn't counter. Dilibet has the same wording as Fenris. Dilibet has different wording if you read it in German and if you read it in English. Her tooltip is written completely differently. I don't trust wording in game. Go Tristen, you know I disagree, and I agree with you on a few points. I think if Nerf was a thing this day, yeah, I agree, Jonathan. They're scared. I've never seen a company so scared of Nerf in my entire life. They are more scared of Nerf than any gacha game in existence ever. The ultimate boss of the game, deciphering Smilegate translations. Isn't that the truth, Berserk? We'll have to wait and see. If it's true to the way it's worded, then C Phantom Paulus will slow down Fenris. It'll keep him from just working right out of the gate. Yeah, exactly, Hachi. Exactly. They definitely nerfed Hua real hard, which is fine. She needed it. She needed to be adjusted. This is a sloppy way to do it, guys. Sloppy way to do it. I don't think it's worth the build if you always pre-ban Harsetti. Right on the fucking nose, Zor. So what does this change? Everyone's all excited. Harseti's dead. What does this change? For RTA, what does this change? Is anybody going to stop nerfing Harseti because they feel they can just now use Fenris? I'm sorry, is anybody going to stop picking Harseti because they feel they can now just use Fenris? Anybody excited about having Fenris on their team in a team where you're fighting 3 other units? Fenris, it reminds me of the Schneel DDR. Oh, DDR is gone. Schneel is going to remove DDR from the game. And then people really quickly realize, oh shit, I've got Schneel on my team. The fuck am I going to do now? DDR just doesn't push buttons, and my Schneel doesn't do shit. So, yeah, magic bullet defenses like this don't work if their sole purpose is to counter the one unit, and then they can't survive or do anything elsewhere. So, yeah, Schneel's the highest win rate, by the way. Yeah, I know. This is worse than Schneel, though, right? Schneel can solo Banshee. Fenris can not solo, but be a part of a one-shot for Expo. Fenris does a lot more than Schneel. Arguable. Schneel also works against things that aren't named DDR. Fenris specifically only works against Harseti and only against the PvP form of Harseti. You can't even take her into the story. Her. I keep calling Fenris a her. Oh no, guys. We'll see. Maybe this is exactly what the game needs. Maybe we're all smoking some copium and Fenris is now going to be, now Fenris is going to solve all of our problems and we'll have a more balanced game. I don't like it. I don't like the precedent it sets. Doesn't Fenris have penetration? No, just proportional damage. Yeah. All right, guys. Should you build Fenris? Wait and see. Wait and see what his impact is. You remember when Seaside Bologna was on every single arena defense, and then they released Rowana, and everyone went like crazy pulling for Rowana, and then nobody got to use the Rowana because Seaside Bologna vanished from arena in 24 hours? His mere existence can remove her from the game, and then you don't need to build him at all. And if you're going into RTA, you're still pre-banning Harseti. This doesn't change anything with RTA. All this changes for RTA is the people who want to play Harseti are now sad. The people who like and enjoy using unit are now sad. The people who pre-ban the unit, they're still going to pre-ban her. Because ain't nobody going to want to use this unit in high-end RTA. So it does nothing to rebalance RTA. It does nothing to change the pre-bans. All it does is upset the people who enjoy using Harseti, and that's sad. It probably will have the strongest impact on Guild Wars, and that's fine. I think everybody is sick and tired of fighting Harseti in Guild Wars, so I'm cool with that. And it will probably change arena a little bit, but not so much, because like let's take a look at the most common arena defense right now. Ah, there it is. It's Harseti with Sea Phantom Politis, and my Fenris isn't going to work anymore. So, this is a nice Harseti nerf for Guild Wars, and nothing else. It's a nice Harseti nerf for Guild Wars and for the people who enjoy playing Harseti. They actually attacked the wrong group of people. Everyone else, it's the same game as it was yesterday. Do you think we will have a Lethe/Overlord gear event coming back soon? Likely. Summer events are rolling back up. They like to do those in summer events, so probably in the next 2 to 3 months. Is Renak's golden chest worth it? It's better. It's better Skystones for leaf ratio, but if you don't have a lot of Skystones left, then and you want to use them on things like epic passes and cosmetics and stuff, then you need to save them. But it's better Skystones, or sorry, it's better Covenant bookmarks per Skystone ratio than refreshing the shop, and it doesn't cost you gold, but you also don't get access to mystics like you do from refreshing the shop. So yes, but if you're just caring about getting bookmarks, then yeah, it's very, very worth it. Bookmarks and leafs, it's very, very worth it. Do you think we'll get a new collab before World Cup? I hope so. In the meeting, I pushed and pried as much as I really could without like coming off sounding like a dick. And you know, all I got is things are definitely in motion. I can't talk about it. I said things in motion like soon, third quarter this year. He said, I can't talk about it. So I don't know. Could be after World Cup, could be end of the year, could be next week. Don't know. And NDAs are a bitch. He can't he could actually like face legal repercussions if he talked about it. Is Barunka Wulf pulling? She is on the same level as ML Luna, ML Ilanov. I think she is. But I would have said the exact same thing about ML Landy a year ago. And look where ML Landy is now. So, yeah, I think she is worth pulling, but we're rolling into the Worlds unit, ML Ross, ML Arya. I mean, let's be real. Everything's a must pull now. If you want to RTA, we're in a world where everything's a must pull. So, look at her kit. Look at the way she plays. Look at the things you can do with her. Try to build her, and if it looks like a unit that you can build super strong and that she is going to enhance your gameplay style, and go for it. If you're like, I don't really play RTA, and you know, I don't care if my arena defense gets wins. I just quick battle the side stuff, and all I really do is PvE. Then hell no, she's a hard skip. Talking about ML Arunka. I just fought a team with young Senya. Steve Holly did reduce her fighting spirit at the start, so it means for Fenris too. We'll see. Okay, yeah. Here's the thing, though. If we gave young Senya an exclusive equipment that says doubles her fighting spirit, then C. Polly would not do anything to her. Here we are doubling and taking away, which means having the two on the same team is like there's nothing. You know, when everyone's special nothing. If I say I'm going to raise your salary, but I need to take half of your monthly income, it's the same fucking thing. If you double it and then have it, you have the same amount as before. So they'll release ML Ross. If you go over to the arena and you look at the world arena, there's Ross's sword in the background. That's the exact same place that they put Luna's spear when she was the ML unit for the World Cup. So it's pretty, I don't believe in coincidences of that scale, right? Why would they decorate it with Ross's sword in the exact same angular position and placement that they put Luna's spear when Luna was the world's ML5 unit? So it looks like Ross is going to be the ML5 unit that reps the World Cup. That means not the next ML5, but the one after that. So we got this set of 3 weeks of reruns, then a new unit who is probably Arya, then another set of reruns, and then the World Cup unit that should be Rossi. I'm not even putting the tinfoil hat on this one. It's pretty, it screams it. So who are all the E7 World Cup units so far? DN would be the first one. They gave her a skin instead of a unit, and then after that they started to do skins. The second one was ML Landy, who was the most broken unit in the game of her time. Then was ML Luna, who was the most broken unit of the game in her time. And now we assume ML Ross. And if you think ML Ross is going to be a weak unit, you're fooling yourselves, because one, he's a World Cup unit who have traditionally been the strongest units in the game by, like, they're almost on a whole other fucking plane. on their release. And 2, he's a husbando, which don't sell well. So they will have to make his kit so insanely sought after and powerful that he is a must pull on a whole other level to make sure that they market him well. Because like husbandos all you want, they don't market nearly as well as waifus. Do you have Ross imprints? Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they handle imprints. Is Ross going to be free to play? Ross is free to play. Adventurer Ross is free to play. You get him for free, you get his imprints for free. If you're talking about ML Ross, no, he will be a Mystic Banner unit. You'll summon him just like you summon Arunca. Again, I'm assuming Smilegate subverts expectations. Anything is possible, but I can't imagine them not selling the World's unit. They've always sold the World's unit to a high profit, so August has always been a red letter month for Epic 7, both because of the World's unit and because of the anniversary. Bro's going to be a Rift unit. Rift comes out way before. Rift comes out before ML Aria. Plus, the next Rift unit's been identified as a fire unit only one, so you can't exactly put a ML unit into Rift. Make ML Ross female. Now you're cooking, Phoenix. Just like Dark Auden, no imprint from other units, possibly. Maybe you still have from doing the story. Where are they? Maybe you still have some of these. Oh, this one's from Mercedes. Yuna. Suck you. Anyway, they're basically the Archdemon's essence to upgrade your Ross. But, you know, those might only work on 3-star Ross, not on ML Ross. Most likely the things you're going to have to use on this guy are these unknown slates. That's most likely your way to do it. Please don't make Robin a Rift unit. I'm fine with Robin being a Rift unit if, like Fene, she's usable everywhere else. Just don't make her a Kane-style Rift unit. Maybe don't go as broke as you did with Fene, but, you know, maybe somewhere between Fene and Wukong, right? Usable in other places, but also usable in Rift. Fene is arguably better than Brieg. Fene is arguably the best PvE unit. I think by 2026 they're probably going to have to figure a way to put her in the reputation shop so people can just get her because she's so damn essential. People say that Fene helped them in Abyss 100. Is that true? Probably. She solos Wyvern. Solos. I did a whole ass video series called 50 Shades of Fene, and then I did a 50 more Shades of Fene where she's just soloing everything. All of the hunts. I ran through Auto Tower with just Fene. I increased my expedition speed by 20%. I used her in PvP. I used her in Arena. She's just good everywhere. Special guest of the podcast, Coven and Ace Trainer. Couple of legend RTA players to talk about the new season of RTA. What do you think about... I assume you mean Fenris's EE. I think it's lazy and a crappy game design way to approach a problem that needed to be addressed. I think it's a good idea with shit execution. I also think it's not going to change anything except maybe Guild War defenses. It's not going to change much of anything for Arena, and everybody who plays RTA is still going to pre-ban Harsetti, and people who like playing Harsetti and use her to just get their master's frames and use her at a lower level are just going to be sad now that they can't play the game with the unit they want anymore. It's like an L on every freaking level. It doesn't solve her pre-ban rate. It doesn't solve her usage in RTA. It harms the handful of people at lower levels who enjoy using the unit. It doesn't change anything with Arena except make C Phantom Paulus even more important. And it'll help a lot in Guild Wars. It's an EE to fix Guild Wars. It doesn't do anything to make Fenris good anywhere else. In fact, I really think I might just go for the EE that makes his S3 hit harder, so he's a better expedition unit, because I don't see me ever using him. If my opponent picks Harsetti, I mean, that's impossible because I always pre-ban Harsetti. But if, say, by some fluke, my opponent picked Harsetti, I probably still wouldn't reach for Fenris. And holy shit, guys, if they pre-ban Fenris, I think you kind of know what you're going into, right? You know what's going to be funny is pre-banning Harsetti and watching them pre-ban Fenris and then watching them just yield. Because you immediately took away their ability to play the game. Schneel is usable in other places in the game. Schneel is also, I don't know. Schneel is future-proof again. He's a very specific counter against a specific kind of debuff. It's future-proof against anybody else that uses those kind of debuffs, those kind of effects. Dragon King Shroon was another one. She was specifically designed to stop DDR as well, but she's got uses else. She's evolved into other roles as the game has evolved. Fenris gets no chance to evolve into other roles. He is locked into forever just being the guy that fucks this one unit and nothing else. Yeah, Dragon King Shroon got insanely good because her kit allowed her to evolve as the game grows. Fenris doesn't get that ability now because they took the lazy approach of making an EE that specifically calls out a specific unit and not really changing his kit to be good anywhere else. Isn't Fast Harsetti kind of countering him? 50% CR push is a pretty fucking huge push, man. I don't think you can speed your way out of that. Even at 300 speed, I don't think you can speed your way out of that. I think the one guy nailed it on the head the most, right? It's a lazy precedent to set, and we don't want to see things like this is how they're going, they can just release all the unbalanced bullshit they want and fix it later with EE. Here's a EE for young Senya that turns off fear. Here's an EE for slow players that cuts Zio's starting combat readiness in half. Just that kind of magic bullet way of balancing is not good. It's admitting that you don't know how to make balanced units, so you will just patch the leaky dam in this way, and it doesn't end well in games where it's done. It's not fun and compelling. I don't know. They really just needed to buff Harsetti. If they just buffed Harsetti to say remove speed RNG while this unit's in play, then everything's fine. Then she's a perfectly acceptable unit. She has plenty of counters, and her gameplay is reasonable, and it doesn't piss off the handful of people who enjoy playing her. I wonder if Chaos Zero Nightmare will have RTA and if Smilegate will learn any lessons from E7. There's no RTA planned for Chaos Zero Nightmare at release or anytime soon. It looks like strictly PvE game, but you could say the exact same thing about Epic 7. They announced their e-sportification of Epic 7 over 2 years into the game. So, yeah, it's possible, but unlikely. They'll probably ease into it the same way E7 did with leaderboard style RTAs, like Arena and things like that. But as far as I know for right now, nothing's planned. The current problem that is Harsetti counter speed cleave. So what's the answer for that now? Have her, when she's in play, have her stop speed RNG from happening. They can't remove speed RNG. What happens if some heroes have the exact same speed? Ask Summoner's War, where half of the developers for Epic 7 come from, because they don't have speed RNG and somehow they solve that problem. So I don't know, Victor, but evidently it's already done. I assume it happens the same way that I assume it works the same way that if speed RNG makes 2 units the exact same speed. I assume there's some kind of internal checker calculation, but I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to go pre-download Etheria and turn this discussion to a video. I hope I wasn't too doomery for you guys. I'm not a big fan of the exclusive equipment because I don't think it's really going to change anything, and I don't like the way they're approaching it. But here we are, so we'll see how it goes. We'll be back on tonight for the podcast. Ace Trainer and Coven will be joining us to talk about RTA, the new season, these changes and others. And yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna go get some food. Thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate you. We'll find somebody to raid you out to. Oh my God, Joe is screaming, screaming. He's screaming. Ah, he's looking at the patch notes. Let's all go visit Joe, longtime supporter of the chat. Sorry, longtime supporter of the stream and chat member. You guys all know Joe. So everybody go say hi, and I'll catch you guys tonight. Have a good one, everybody.